Stephen, the club are announcing modern apprenticeships for the women's and girls team. How good an initiative is that? Tell us a wee bit about it.
I think it's a fantastic opportunity for these young ladies to, to come to Rangers and prepare and grow and improve with the opportunity to be involved in the game. So it's a big day for Rangers. It's a fantastic scheme that we're trying here. We're the first to do it, which is also very good on the club's behalf. But I'm so excited for the young girls. I mean, my apprentice days were the best days of my life. Going into Melwood and learning off the professionals and preparing for their career. So yeah, I'm super excited for them.
In terms of the girls team and the women's team, does it mean that the club's all as one as well? You can see a pathway, be it men's or women's?
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing, that there is a pathway. But other people will make them decisions with these young girls. For me, when I came into the club, it was very important that we did try and connect all parts of the club, whether it be the academy, whether it be the ladies team, whether it's these young girls coming in. Being the Rangers manager, it's very important for me that we all, as one, we're all pushing in the right direction for the success of the club.
What have you made of the rise in women's football over the last so many years?
I think it's been brilliant. It's certainly moving forward, it's growing, it's becoming more popular. I was recently watching the England team in the She Believes Cup, and they've done fantastically well, so congratulations to all them. I know it's also growing in Scotland as well, and I think it's very exciting. For these young girls to be leaving school with the opportunity to have a career in the game, I think it's fantastic.
Hibs this Friday, how tough a game do you expect at Easter Road?
Yeah, very tough game. A new manager recently, coming in with his own style. I think he's hit the ground running with some positive results. I know they suffered a setback against Celtic just recently, so I'm sure he's going to be looking for a reaction as well. So Paul will have them fired up. They'll be trying to take maximum points at home. But for us, it's about what we do and our focus, and we're going to go there with a strong team, a confident team, and we're going to be looking for maximum points as well.
You've played them twice this season, probably unlucky not to win both games. Do you expect anything different in terms of their approach, given what you said that the new manager's in?
Yeah, as I say, Paul has his own ideas, his own ways. He might tweak the system, which might look a bit different from the previous times we've played them, but we'll have to wait and see what personnel he puts out against us. But I think it'll be very similar in many ways. Easter Road, the atmosphere. I think Hibs will be on the front foot. They try and play football. They're a positive team. But our last two performances were strong, especially at Easter Road. I think we were guilty of maybe not taking our chances on the night, but I think you'd have to give credit to the goalkeeper on the night as well, who was named man of the match. But in terms of our performance, it was superb and certainly deserved 3 points on the night. I'm looking for the same type of performance, but hopefully we're a bit more clinical in the final third.
One of the players yesterday, Stephen, was saying that was the best performance he's seen from a team in recent times. That time at Easter Road, was that the kind of level you're looking for again? Yeah,
it's the level, but I'd much rather us play at a lower level and get maximum points and win the game. So that's the important thing here. We're going for the points. The performance will be a bonus. But it is always nice when you go to these places and people realise and appreciate the performance that the players put in. Speaking to Neil Lennon after the game, he was very impressed with the team as well. But you get nothing for that. We went away with 1 point and we should have went away with 3. And that's the pressure we're under. We need to go there, try and find a performance that's capable of getting 3 rather than 1.
There's a bit of pressure. There's a bit of pressure to put pressure on Neil Lennon because you've got the first game of the weekend.
Yeah, but that swings, both sides. Next week it could be Celtic playing before us and vice versa. That's not really important here. We just focus on the game and the challenge that's in front of us. Hibs are a good team, good individuals. They've got a good way of playing. It's another hostile environment for the players, but I think it's a game that the players are really looking forward to. It's a good place to go and play, a good atmosphere, and it's a game we're really looking forward to. And as I say, I was very, very pleased with the performance we put in last time. So if we can hit them heights again and be a bit more clinical in front of goal, I'm sure we'll get out of it what we're looking for.
Some savoury scenes at the last Hibs home game, the ball being thrown past you. Your thoughts on that sort of maybe?
Well, I think rather than talking about that isolated incident, I think in general there's been a bit of unacceptable behaviour creeping into the terraces in Scotland over the last couple of weeks. So I've said it in my last couple of press conferences, and I'll echo it again, that it's not nice to see. It affects the image of the game up here in Scotland. So I think it's important that everyone tries to stamp it out, and we can focus on talking about the football and the players, because that's what it's all about.
You know, there was a similar incident with Alfredo Morelos and St Mirren earlier on in the seasons that maybe concerned that things like lessons haven't been learned from, you know, a couple of months back to now. It's still going on and nothing's been done. Well,
I think people have looked into that, and I think in the main, I think we're in a good place. I think there's been a few isolated incidents that have crept in recently, but let's hope that, you know, that doesn't snowball and that type of behaviour continues, because then we have got a big problem. But it's not nice to see from the side, or, you know, I've had some experiences as a player. It's poor behaviour, and we need to stamp it out.
I mean, since you've been up here, your impression of Scottish football's been very good. You don't want that to sort of, for anyone looking in to see. Yeah, I don't think it's important just my impressions of Scottish football. Scottish football is shown around the world, and you know, when you speak about Scottish football and games up here to people, they're excited at what they see, you know, the standard and the intensity, and they talk about all the positives. So we don't want to get in a situation where people are talking about what's coming from the stands and talking about the bad side of the game. I think it's important we keep trying to, you know, have a positive image on the game around the world. So it's not just about me and what I think, it's about the image around the world. Can we get an update on Ryan Jack? How's injury looking?
He's got a knock at the moment. He's still sore. He will try and do some training today. But I'll have to make a decision on Ryan, because we've got a big week coming up. And I'll chat to him after training, see how he feels, see if there's any kind of reaction, and then I'll make a decision. So I'll give him every chance, but I'll also be careful as well, because he's so important to us, so I don't want to take a risk with Ryan.
On the issue of the Rangers fans, Stephen, the club asked for the support to be the right support at Aberdeen, and there was trouble there as well. How disappointing is that for you?
Look, I don't want to get involved where I'm talking about this every single press conference that I do. I've been very clear about the behaviour of all sets of supporters from the terraces. So I don't want to repeat myself. I've been very clear. It's not nice on the eye when you see unacceptable behaviour at any football ground, whether it be in Scotland, whether it be in England, whether it be around the world. It puts a dint in the reputation of the game, so we need to stamp it out all over the world, not just here, everywhere.
Stephen, Alfredo Morelos been linked with a couple of clubs this week. Yes. Is that, I guess, people are talking about him in the right way, is that flattering or is it unsettling to him in any way? I'm
sure it's flattering for Alfredo. I think it's a big compliment for him. It shows that he's in terrific form and he's in a great place. In terms of me, nothing changes. You know, love working with the player. He puts a smile on my face when I get out of bed and I'm on my way into training to work with him, because he's such a top player. That's all I've got to say on it, really. The interest and the speculation is not going to go away. That's something we have to live with, but we certainly see it as a compliment, because I'd be more concerned and more worried if no one was interested in me players.
Stephen, I know you watch a lot of Champions League football and you did in your previous role. What have you made of the VAR, certainly over the last 48 hours?
You just asked me that question off camera.
What do you make of it then, on camera?
On camera. I think VAR gets a lot more things right and accurate, which is great for the game. It's not nice when you're on the wrong side of one, like PSG last night, but I think it's only going to improve the game. You know, speaking about officials and the support we can give officials, certainly up here in Scotland, I think VAR is certainly the way forward. So hopefully one day we can get it into Scottish football. I think it'll be a big help for everyone. It'll be very welcomed up here, certainly by myself, because I think the percentage of getting decisions right certainly goes as close to perfection. So it certainly makes sense.
IFAB are changing the rules in terms of handball, etc. You saw last night that there was the issue, was it deliberate or not? Do you think that's going to clear things up or make it more difficult to understand?
Well, the rules are the rules, and we all have to expect that and respect it as well, because you know, the rules are not going to change, certainly during the season, so it is what it is. Listening to some of the officials' comments on it is very interesting, because they say the penalty decision was correct and the referee was correct, but when I actually seen it initially myself, I'm thinking the PSG defender has been very hard done by. It's very harsh on PSG. But if you look at the rules, it's the right decision, and that's the reason why VAR is so important, because I think without it, that probably gets missed, and then Manchester United go out the cup, which would have been nice from a Liverpool's fans' point of view, but it would have been an injustice.
Just get the thoughts on Stephen Davis wasn't in the squad the last time. With Ryan Jack maybe out, is that a chance for him to come back into the squad? An update on him?
Well, we'll make decisions after training today. You know, we've still got some preparation and an important session to get through, so we'll see who comes through healthy and who's available, and then we'll make selection in terms of 11 and 18. But I still haven't made decision in certain areas of the team just yet.
Was Stephen out of the squad through injury last game, or was it just a personal selection?
Yes.
Any other bumps and bruises from the last game?
We had an in-house game yesterday against Livingston, and Gareth McCauley's got a hamstring issue that we're going to assess today. I'll have an update on that probably tomorrow after he's had an image done on the area. But he's the only person who won't be available for selection for tomorrow.
Daniel, how much are you looking forward to playing this game at Easter Road?
No, it's a great game. It's a hard game against Hibs because it's a good team, but I think the Rangers is prepared for the big games, and the guys are ready for tomorrow.
Do you feel you said that the big games and the big atmospheres, do you feel you step up to the mark then, you play above yourself in atmospheres such as that?
See, all players like to play with this atmosphere. Is normally for Rangers because you play every game in Ibrox with 50 people. Is normally for the players of Rangers.
Are the players worried in any way? We were talking earlier to the manager about what happened at Easter Road last week when a bottle was thrown at Scott Sinclair. Do the players worry about their safety when they're on the field with things like that?
No, the players don't look it. Just think on your team, and the other teams is the second option.
You've played a lot of big games recently, and you've got a lot of very good results. Do you feel that you are continuing to build momentum in the last couple of weeks?
Yes, I think if you put a great performance tomorrow, I think you win the game, and the people want the reaction, because the last game in the cup you draw, but I think tomorrow is the people is ready for win the game.
In the league, obviously the cup game recently, but in the league you've been scoring a lot of goals as well. Is there a confidence and a feel-good factor around the squad at the moment, the way you're playing?
Yes, when the team believe, you score so many goals, and you play when you believe in the team. You win the games, you score goals, you play well, and tomorrow is what I want.